Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina and it's a beautiful day to be creating with you. Today is a lot of fun for me because I get to do the assembly video for a kit that is offered here the month of July 2024. This was my monthly workshop. Well, this was 2 pages of it. This is a 4-page workshop that was featured for the July 4th holiday, but I'm going to be using it for something that is not July 4th related, but patriotic related. And that is my trip last year to Ellis Island. And I'm going to give you all the measurements. So you guys will be able to remake this for this particular layout, and I'll share when I can. But of course I used my little friend Design Space. This is made with the Simple Stories, Stars, Stripes, and Sparklers. It's great because, once again, this is another kit that includes the pocket cards that are on the back, and I really like that. And then you get a whole set of stickers, and I know when you're looking at these, you get that July 4th. We had a cookout. We went and saw fireworks, but I didn't do that. So I'm really looking forward to showing you how I'm going to pull some of these out and share and show. Okay, so Ellis Island. I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Jacob and I went to Ellis Island last year, and it was an amazing trip. But today, I have to say the number one thing to do if you go to Ellis Island that I want to suggest to everybody is, and I know our hats say like save Ellis and it's backwards, but that's because it's a selfie and I was like, we're going with it. Take the hard hat tour. It is an additional cost, and I'm not a person who just upgrades everything. Believe me, I'm not a person who likes to upgrade everything. This hard hat tour really gave us the personal connection to Ellis Island that I think many people might miss just going into the regular immigration visitation portion that you're allowed to see. These are the buildings that you don't get to see. All these buildings that are in the island, you do not get to go in. But if you do the hard hat tour, look at this. You actually get an entire walking area of inside of some of the buildings and the exterior grounds of some of these buildings. All right, I did a little work ahead of time just to save me some. So I have a 12 by 12 here. And then in the back here, which I'll put on in just a minute, I gutted my paper. With that yellow piece that comes in the yellow floral piece. All right. And then all of these pieces here, I have 6 of them. They are all 3 3/4 down by 3 1/4 across. And I'm attaching my 3 by 3 photos to make them look like old time Polaroid kind of things. Not as old as Ellis Island, but, and I felt that this particular picture, I wanted to just kind of share with you. I've just cut it down in a 3 by 3. I'm going to add some words and stuff on this to personalize it. But this room here, this is was the sanctuary. It's the view from the sanctuary. This is one of the rooms where people would have came to spend their last remaining days. It could be weeks, but on the island. And that was very personal in the fact that even though we did not go over to the Statue of Liberty on this day, I wanted to record some of that because that's what you looked for. When they were coming over, you looked for the Statue of Liberty, but then you went on to Ellis Island. So I got a couple of the views of that, or a couple of pictures of that, including that view. Okay, this little guy here is 3/4 by 3. I used 2 of those with the stripe paper, one to put up top of this little hanging line we're going to do. The twine that I'm using, or this embroidery floss in this really rich, deep, I'm going to call it sapphire color, is included in the kits, as well as you'll have gingham ribbon in there as well for those of you doing that. My bows are pre-tied. It's a cheat. You'll get these little clothespins. There you go. The second one, you'll need 2 of the striped ones, identical. And this second one is the yellow. You do this out of your scraps at the end. It is 3/8 by 2 1/2. 3/8 by 2 1/2, one for the top and one for the bottom. Okay, so now all my Polaroids are set up, and I am going to just kind of start throwing a few of these little things to the side so that I can put this together as quickly as I can. I'm always trying to make sure that I use my time wisely because I always feel like I'm so slow. All right, I have changed how I do my paper gutting now. I feel very secure in just using some liquid glue and letting it go. This is huge for me because I used to use regular adhesive and I would put it all the way around, and then when that was done, I would flip it over, and then I would put washi tape all along the back, and I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. Okay, this piece here, 12 by 12, gutted at the 1-inch gut. That's where we remove that piece. Lots of videos on here, but you could go to 5-minute techniques, and I think there's one in there as well. And then this here is 11.5 by 11.5. Okay, I did this scallop in Design Space, and I did it at, let's see, I did this at 11.5, so it goes all the way across my page, and then down the width of it, let's see, I'm gonna say this one here is the biggest, is about, I think that one's a little bigger, just say about 2 inches down. I'm putting this on first because I want my spacing. I added some foam tape to mine, and by some I mean probably more than anyone needs, but I love my foam tape. It's true, I do. All right, and I'm gonna leave a small gap at the top on this one and this one. It's gonna come down about right to there, and it's gonna be real important that these line up on the other side. So when I put this on here, I'll want them to be about the same level. And I think this one's a little lower, but I like the visual of it, so we're good. Okay, so now that I have that on, I'm gonna bring my photos back in and kind of make them look like they're hanging. This first picture here, this is the dilapidation that you'll see in these buildings. They are looking to restore a lot of what's going on here, and it's a huge financial undertaking to do that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this here is the morgue. You only see this if you are on the hard hat tour. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that because I had no idea that, oh, real quick, when I put my adhesive on here, I'm gonna make sure I don't get near the edges because I'm gonna wanna add my embroidery floss. So I'm staying away from the top where I know I'm gonna put that embroidery floss. Okay, so I had no idea that at the time, Ellis Island was a state-of-the-art medical facility, and people traveled from all over the world to take training there, to speak with doctors, to talk about what was going on, how the disease was coming, any disease was coming in. It was so interesting. We actually sat up in, there's an area down here in front of it, and this is on the back wall. And we actually sat where the doctors and the medical professionals and, infectious disease, anyone who wanted medical training, who was approved, would be able to come and get this medical training. So it was very cool. I did not know that. I learned so much. Over 700,000 people came in through Ellis Island in just 1 year. In just 1 year. Can you imagine processing all of them? I mean, the undertaking that would have been, and all for that American dream. So I thought this was very, I thought it was perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my string a little bit long here, and I'm just gonna grab some glue dots. I'm going to grab a glue dot with my piercing tool, and where I know I'm going to put it, I'm going to just kind of attach a glue dot here, just so that when I shove it under there, it has a little something. Glue dots are very strong, so you don't need, 10 tons of glue dots. We just want them where our little stuff's going to line up here and there. And I don't know, I find that they love to stick to things, so I can normally get them to stick to whatever, including me. All right, here we go. And I can shape this embroidery floss a little bit easier this way than me trying to run it across the page. This one I'm going to use too because I want the embroidery floss to come up, and then I kind of want it to come down a little over on this side. Just a little bit. There we go. And I'll just cut that a little bit long. When we looked at going, Jake and I went, and he's always been, I will say, my adventure buddy. We used to, sometimes even we would leave the house and we would stop at the rest stop to the state that we were going to. And we would go over to the thing where they have the little brochures of all the places you can visit. And we would just pick. We would say, okay, we don't know what we're doing today, but we know we're doing something. Let's just go and we'll pick. And on the way, we've gone things and we've done food places and all kinds of things. And we do that a lot less now, you know. He's older, so I really, really cherish. This was the only adventure trip that we got to take last year, and I really cherish that time. All right, and what a trip it was. We had a beautiful day. You get to ride a ferry boat, and I have some pictures of that on the other layout. But yeah. All right, so all I'm doing is making sure that I take this, if you want to call it floss, you can call it floss. If you want it to be whatever, it's just this is embroidery thread, and it's because it was the right color and I like the thickness of it. My favorite is twine. I buy a lot of baker's twine and I use that. All right, so these are all on. This is exactly how I want these. I want these hanging out like this. And what you can do now is you can tie a knot here on the end just by flipping it around. If you don't have big thumbs like I do, it's a lot easier. Just a little knot, and it'll give more of a little finished look to your ends. These are micro glue dots. I'm a huge glue dot fan. I think glue dots are amazing. They are super strong. All right, I'm just going to tie this, and you can already see those pictures look like they're hanging. From here, we're going to add a few more details. And I'm just working on my little knots. We're going to add, of course, those little pieces. And these are micro glue dots. And to me, there's no substitute. You can use liquid adhesive. I know people who do. But to me, there's just no substitution for those micro glue dots and my small ones. I'm trying not to fray my twine here before I cut this one just a little short for my big fingers. All right, there we go. And I'm gonna fray it a little, you know, after I've completed the whole project. Just put that down, and they're so small, but they are sturdy. Our final one. I think my piercing tool wants to try to escape me today. I have lots of videos to share today, provided I have good upload time and everything, and it's going to be a good day. All right, just moving that knot over. It's my least favorite knot. It's just a little too tight for me, but that's all right. There we go. Okay, so we'll have those knots. I'll fray the little ends, and then I'll trim them off. Okay, for our little pieces, these really are to just add some extra dimension and just to bring in a little something. I was looking for this earlier. Too funny. It was inside my drawer. I had to grab another one, and you'll have those little clothespins for those of you who are doing the kit. If you're looking for those little clothespins, they're real easy to find. They're available in so many craft stores. Here we go. This Simple Stories collection had this pop of yellow, and I think it was one of the things that I really loved about it because it was something that I hadn't seen before, and I liked that it gave a little more like, oh, sunshiny day. All right, so we have those two foam tape on our big long one there, and then just some regular adhesive to put the one on the top. Do it again here. Whoop, on the bottom. And I made sure that I kind of put them off center a little, but watch what you're covering up in your pictures as well. I was going to go the opposite, but for me, I don't want to lose any more of this. When I do my journaling, which will be added later, this room right here, there is a chair in the center of this room. Now, Ellis Island is not haunted. The guy who did our tour said, not haunted. We have no reports of it ever being haunted. And so it wasn't that type of thing at all. But he said they're not really sure how the chair got there and no one will move it. And I thought that was so funny. So Jacob said, yeah, well, I'll move the chair. And I said, okay. And he went to move the chair and he went, I'll pass. So I had to get a picture of that and I didn't want to cover it up. It was just one of those weird moments that I had to appreciate. All right, this piece right here, you can see the one that I used. I did not use the picture or the pocket cards that are on the back. This is cut at 9 1/4 by 9 1/4. I'm going to eyeball it and hope that I'm not seeing too crooked today. There we go. Really liked this striped. It brought in all the colors, and I'm covering up so much of it, but 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 mats. Now, I have brought in paper out of my stash, and I will continue to constantly do that because I like all kinds of papers that I get to use now. I'm trying all kinds of paper. I jokingly am saying that my research will never be done with all the paper that's out there, but you know what? My research is never going to be done. All right, and it looks like we're going to have 3/8 of an inch border all the way around. So I'll just start by putting the first one down. I actually could have added these photos to these before the video to save a little time, but this way you'll get to see me put them all down. All right, because that's exciting. I am definitely feeling more connected to my scrapbooking as I'm just spending more time with it and going through my photos. Deleting. Oh, the digital age. Oh, deleting. It's not my friend. And another photo tip that I want to share, I'll probably share it 20 million times. It's made such a huge difference for me is it's not camera and your phone. It's camera or your phone. It will save you so much hassle if you know that your pictures are on just one or the other. All right, I'm slightly off here, but I too am in life, so it's okay. All right, let's get these photos back on here. I'm not exactly sure how I had them. I feel like maybe like this. All right. If not, they're okay because I've already chosen all these. I printed all of these pictures on my selfie for this layout. And these were all 4x6s that I cut down. I did not have enough 2x2s to partner with these. And I didn't want to deal with the hassle. I thought, let me crop them and bring what I want stronger focus to the front. And that's what happens when you crop your photos. I do think... Oh, I'm worried about where that one piece is going to land. Now, let's just take a look. Make sure that we are good. I didn't want any of that cut off. I do think that the digital age has done some wonderful things for us. But for us scrapbookers, sometimes the struggle is real in getting our stuff to the end with all of these different things. If it wasn't for my selfie or printing at home today, this would have been a much... it would have been a more stressful process for this simple reason that I'm working with designed layout. So I pre-designed this layout and the one that goes with it. And, you know, the thing is those pictures are chosen. Now, in the next video that I share with the second one, I'm actually going to change the orientation of the pictures from the way that I designed them. And so that'll be a nice tip so you can see kind of how to do that if that's something you struggle with. I used to struggle with it, so I'm pretty happy. All right, I printed this little Ellis Island. This is the simplest print and cut you can do in Design Space. And I thought that it would be perfect just to add. I wasn't sure where I was going to want to add the Ellis Island. And now I want to bring in some of these stickers and do some of that as well. I also have these little red bows. I just put my glue dots away. I know I was going to need those. I have some little red bows that I'm going to add here and here. There we go. And then there are also these little clothespins. You'll notice I put that one on foam tape. And if you want, you can even add the little clothespins, or you can leave them off. That's, you know, it's totally up to you if you would like, if you like the look. Oh, this is the one that I put that foam tape on there. When I put that foam tape, this cross piece that I normally do, I was like, oh no, you're not going to want that on there. This is why we don't press down until it's all done, because over here in my world, there's a lot of mistakes. All right, there we go. That'll just flatten out nicely in a few minutes. Okay, and then I can do the Ellis Island. Now I'll bring in, look at this. This is already coming together really, really nicely. Now, if you did a 4th of July thing, I think the silver stickles would look so good bringing in some of those silver stickles to this, but you kind of get to personalize these however you would like. I'm going to use a few of the tabs here. I just want to decide where I want my Ellis Island. I really don't want to cover any of that, and I think this is the perfect area. You sometimes picking and choosing where we're going to cover something up, it could be a real thing. All right, I'm going to put this right over here. It just looks like a little tab, and just start building a few things. I think I'm going to be good to put this down. I'm going to use liquid glue for that. And I have it coming off the edge here because I'm going to add some banner pieces, and it also will cover less of my photo this way. Put some banner above that and some banner on the other side. And I'm going to grab my stickers now and just start kind of bringing those in. Right here, I can fit 2 of these and then do a little trim. So I'm just going to trim right there. I'm going to add these 2 right here. Kind of tuck that under, or right next to it, I think would be fine. Have that little bow there. There we go. And then I'm going to take the other one. We're going to go from the other side. But once again, I want to keep the bow. So I'm going to put that one down here. There we go. I will keep this. It's something I can put in the top just till I'm done. Just until I'm done with this particular layout. Okay, this one I know we're probably, our next one is this other banner piece right here. And for this one, I want to do, I want to go the opposite way. So keep the bows intact, but I want the bows to kind of go down instead of up over here, just to add a little something. I think I'm going to trim the bow off so it kind of goes outside. That's a little more than I want to cut off. Let's just trim it a little bit more since I'm doing a tuck. You can put it on top if you want, but I've opted to tuck it underneath. Okay, for this side over here, we're going to go right about here. And I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of trim it off and then do a little lift and tuck it under. But you could also just run right along your paper. I do a lot of tucking. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know that that's something that I spend a lot of time doing. Okay, now let's have some fun. I want to start with some of these words down here. So there's one that says home of the free, and I'm going to put that right here. I'm not going to use foam tape on these. There's quite a few of them. I'm going to stay away from the 4th of July. There's one that says let freedom ring, and that one is a nice blue one. And I'm going to pay attention to my colors that I'm picking. One here says independent, star spangled, spectacular, life and liberty. I think that's a good one to grab. I think I'll put that one here, and I'm going to go over to the right for this one now. I have center for those little stickers. Now I have over to the right. Red, white, and cute. Nope. Statue of Liberty. I think I am going to pull the Statue of Liberty because I won't be using this collection. And even though we plan to go back to the Statue of Liberty, the reason why we couldn't is this occurred at the end of July. And if we're going to do the Statue of Liberty, we want to go all the way up in the crown. You have to make the hike. And it can be, I believe they said, up to 20 degrees hotter in the Statue of Liberty to go all the way up to the crown, and you have to walk up all of the stairs and be able to make that hike. So what they do is they close it down in the summer when it's too hot, and so we did not know, but we learned. There's a God Bless America right here. It's a little long. Let me see. It's going to go all the way across. I'm going to do God Bless America, and I'm going to do Freedom. That's what I was worried about. I really should have moved that one up. Let's see if I can peel this off. I mean, you, of course, will pick whichever ones you would like. Yep, Life and Liberty up there, and then Freedom. Oh, I have Freedom and Let Freedom Ring. Hold on. Just in case. I think I'll go with the Independence. There we go. They just add so much to just put that little bit on. All right, here's my other tag that I was mentioning that I was going to put on my photos on this. And I think I'll put this one up here. And this one's going to stick off, which is what that one would have done if I had gotten it. But, you know, sometimes I feel like the stripes on the stripes are just going to be a no. Adding a few stars. I kind of want to equally add my stars, so I want to be a little careful. There wasn't a tremendous amount of stars, and I knew I was going to want a couple of extras. I'm not using these sunglasses, so I'm going to fussy cut out. This just gives me 2 more stars that also look different. And I know they have the little things on them that represent the eyeglass. I'm a glass wearer, so I definitely know what those are. But for me, I can now cut this and I just get an extra star. And I would rather have the extra 2 stars, actually. And I'm going to take it, and the part that has the little thing, there you go. And that's going to work. And then I'm just going to do the same thing for this one. We do not have to use all of our stickers. You can use a part. So for this one here, I've shown you how I've cut lots of the stickers to kind of make them work and get a little bit more out of them. I really like that. I love scrapbooking. It's just a very personal thing for me. It is what had me fall in love with paper crafting. All right, let's add a few more stars. There's a little baby red one up here. And remember, we have 2 more pages to do with this collection. All right, a light blue one right there. This heart is very cute. Land That I Love will work, as well as this United We Stand. The United We Stand. I think I'll put that one back. I might want that for the other page. On the other page, I'm also using this. As soon as I saw that, I said, oh, no, I'm going to want that. This is another star that I can cut so that I can get another plain star. I'm going to put this one down here. And now I'm going to be bringing in some bling, so I'll have that as well. I think I'm going to add the hearts to the other layout, but I do like the idea of maybe putting a single heart over here. And that would be the light blue one. Let's grab this one and put it right here. Just add these little extra pieces. And then here is a checkered heart. I love the gingham, and I think what I'll do is just see if it can fit in here. I might have too much. Yeah, I'll save that one for the other one. Same collection. I get to use the same colors. Sometimes just playing with things and moving them around. And I knew I wasn't going to use much, but there was one more. I'm looking for another sticker. I wanted to add just like one little thing, but I don't know. I feel like it's pretty good. All right, now I know, crazy. I have bling. This is bling I pulled out of my stash. This one has some red in it. This one has some blue. You can see they match. So really go for the bling that you have and use it up. I am consistently trying to use up all my bling. I actually struggle to use up hearts. more than anything. I like the circles. I really just like the dots. That's where I live. But you can see I have so many hearts. So this is a great place to get some of those hearts that I was mentioning that I can put over here. So these are red. Oh, it didn't want to stick. There we go. But it needs to because I have really fat fingers. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. All right, little hearts there and there. This one here can use another red one. Oh, that one doesn't need it. It has 2 stars on it. So let's now grab the blue. See, you can see. So many hearts. Challenge accepted, right? Try to use them up. All right, little heart right there. And I think that's pretty good. You know, got some little hearts there. And now over here for the Ellis Island, I'm going to put it over on the side there. And there we go. Just a great way to get some extra bling in there. And this is going to do it for me now. I have not decided where my journaling is going to go on these pages. I want to wait till both of them are done. And then I want to do my journaling. I can always create some type of a flap. If I have a lot of journaling, I can get wordsy, as y'all know. I hope you really liked these 2 pages and you'll think about recreating them. I will take the banner piece and I'll put that in a design space file and I'll add it to the description of the video so that you can grab that if you end up really liking the design space file there for that, or that scallop for that. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Today's a fun day for me that I get to do lots of videos. Look at this. That is a furnace and a half, right? I get to do lots of videos as long as everything is kind to me. And by that, I mean technology is kind to me. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. If you found this video useful or you like spending this time with me, which I sure hope you did, I hope you'll hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. It really does help me out here in the YouTube community. And if you leave me a comment, I will get back with you and share or answer any questions or whatever you need. I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.